What's up, world? It's your girl, Tamika Georgia Me Harper. Whenever I'm on Clubhouse, I'm looking for Iron Sharpens Iron with my man, Poetic Black and Written in Pain.
As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
The story. I thought it was a good story. I just felt like it was parts of the story that lagged a little bit for me.
Your cadence, man, it captivated me.
Me, it's just the sincerity in the piece. You know, I could feel that, and the emotion is always going to win me over when I can feel that it's real. So
it was one of those pieces that, you know, where you're waking people up, you know what I'm saying, bringing awareness. It was an awareness poem, and I really dug it, and I really dug the message behind it.
Thank y'all very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the space.
Are you ready to enter the dojo? Here, iron, Sharpeth, iron.
Previously on the Grand Griot competition, the top 7 poets were challenged to write a letter to God, expressing their utmost sentiment to the Creator, their gratitude of the bounty of the Most High, or their unwavering faith in the Word of God. And for those who do not believe in the Most High, they were asked to express why they didn't believe, and also were given the stage to air out their gripes with the Creator in what turned out to be an extraordinary night of spoken word.
Father God, I come to you as your humble servant, asking that you shield me, cover me in the blood of the Son, embrace me in the warmth of the Spirit as I yield in your reflection, guided on my path as an author. I ask, Father God, make me over in your light as the bard that transcribes atrocities, love in light. Discipline me as the prophets before my time, an underrated, overachieving underdog that has been set to the highest esteemed characters in your books. Make me over as Job, the man peaking 100 to nothing, carrying mustard seeds along my journey. And if my words surpass my mortality, allow my pen to bleed everlasting scribes that shall never subside their messages. I beg of thee that my narrations never neglect worship, and for that I am never condemned as a storyteller. I don't care if the details and the intel of the tales I tell fall slight. I just want to be enamored in the power of the Spirit and let my pen be the pen to pen the plights of real life experiences with might. Highlight rights that need a rewrite to rewire the minds whose thoughts been crafted by crafty folk tales. Assure I'm not burdened with gimmicks that limit the vision of messages I'm sending. I need their ears open widely so they really hear that it's your light that lifts me with literature. Make me over.
We ain't spoke in so long. What can I say that you don't already know? What is it like to be all-knowing? To never ask a question you don't know the answer to. I'm coming to you with mine if you don't mind, Jehovah. There's so much about life that don't sit right with my spirit. If your spirit is holy, how do you watch us go through hell? I don't understand how you control yourself. How do you listen to a child scream for help and still call yourself a savior? I know Jesus walks with us, but why isn't he running? He should be waving his arms, trying to flag down my trauma. He's not keeping up with the pace of our pain. We ain't breaking every chain. Don't you see us in shackles, dear God? Why did you bless me with babies I never got to meet? How could you take their heartbeat but let the devil live? And how can I forgive or forget that? Do you really never give us burdens we can't bear? Because I swear right to you, my back is breaking. Why isn't Jesus running? What's taking so long? Is he coming, God? You said the end was near. And I have no fear of ending myself, so could you tell Jesus to hurry? Please make him sprint. Why does the son you sent seem so far behind? It's like he's taking a leisurely stroll. Where is your sense of urgency, God? When will you show your face? How amazing is your grace, and how sweet could the sound be if it's silent? I need answers. How can you be love if hate was born from your being? If we're all made in your image, then you gotta have an ugly side. So what do you really look like? Are your pupils black from watching all the bloodbaths? Has the carnage burned straight through your cornea? Where's the rush for a revelation? Jesus walks with me, and I am thankful.
Dear God, it's been a while since I've said or written those words. I know. Why did I write you last time? I can hardly remember. It's been so goddamn long ago. Oh yeah, I was reminding you of your promise that you made to my best friend. I was calling out on his behalf, even though by that point in my life, my belief in God had reached its tragic end. But my best friend, he loves you. And you said you will restore those who love you and carry their burden when it gets too heavy. Remember, I told you my best friend had lost himself to the psychosis in the head. He was paranoid and delusional with hallucinations, both auditory and visual. So I called on you to save him from his afflictions. I called out to you, private, public, and digital. I reminded you of your own red-lettered words and then asked you two pointed questions. If not you, God, then who? And if not now, then I want to know when. Unfortunately, as my best friend tells me that his gang stalkers have figured out how to download thoughts to his brain, I'm still waiting on those answers. But I won't ask the questions again. Because before that, the last time that I had called on you was on behalf of my big brother. Trey had been in a coma for 3 days. He was 33 years old. The comparison may be bold, but does he remind you of another? Yeah, I thought so too. You see, life had become too difficult for my brother Trey, and come to think of it, he blamed you. And when he cried out for help from our family, all of us, we thought he just wanted some attention. I dropped the ball, and daily I have to live with that decision. But with what he said regarding your hand in his exit, believe me, I chose to listen because surely you knew his intention. Surely an omniscient God didn't lose count of pills as Trey custom mixed a cocktail prescription. I have to wonder, omnipresent fraud, were you not there? Maybe your omnipotence was out for repair, or did you simply not give any fucks as you shoveled your mouth full of popcorn, eyes wide, choosing to stare? Regardless, I didn't cry out till he was already locked into the comatose. 3 days effectively dead, just like your product of raping an underage girl in her sleep. Excuse me. That was doing the most. What I meant to say was 3 days effectively dead, just like your pedo-raped conceived bastard of a kid. That's right, I meant what the fuck that I said. But legend has it, you only knocked Mary up so that while you were playing absentee sperm donor, her son could be murdered to fix your fuck up. No wonder they say Jesus was a stoner. At least you still allegedly brought him back to life after 3 days, but my brother, his plug got pulled. He didn't get back up, no. Trey got buried.
Dear God, I'm done with this facade. I'm done playing two sides. I'll be a demon to these demons, but I won't ever get to know their meaning. I'm baptized by fire trying to drown out these voices. I got one choice since I ain't got choices no more. You shown me peace when I had no rest. You protected me from bullets when I had no vest. You gave me blood inside this chest. I'm done doing a Dutch. I'm going all American. I'm giving it my best to be righteous and blessed. Dear Adonai, I used to be shy and sly to the point where I would cry and wonder why the people in front of my eye would rather see me die than see my wings in the sky. There were times where my faith was being gargled and spat out like Listerine, but now I don't have a hard time knowing the clean words that floss through my teeth, because your word is the Colgate to my enamel. You brushed my tongue with your conviction so I wouldn't face eviction from your presence. I'm not psychic, I'm prophetic. I don't need cards to pull your heart, rocks to reveal the injury from these spades when, Lord, you're my first aid. But dear El Shaddai, I won't lie. There are days where I have been faithful. I'm shaking, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I have skeletons in my closet, but I might be one of them that's hanging. Like every church, hold every hand, hold every spirit till it breaks bones, putting my spirit in the IR and leaving it nothing but spit. So I've had to split wood with some metal reflection of days where the sweat and tears were carried by shovels, but now it's in a puddle where my limbs can't rebuttal, so I load my peace with this prayer. Igniting my pain to you with the mind of a barrel with flawless apparel, hoping my words are more than just a trigger finger that keeps my body sterile. Suicide, but damn, it feels like these shells fall short. Like every bullet ain't flying straight. Every wing isn't even needed, even if my body turns into a featherweight. My life as a boxer is the reason why I gotta stay awake. You gave me the gloves and told me that I would win anyway, but damn, sometimes it just doesn't feel that way. Dear El Hey, yeah, I might have something deeper to say. I don't know how to swim with these sharks, Lord. I'm bleeding in this salt-infested world. I'm still popping pills for the thrill until I'm too ill to fulfill your will. And even though that you call me your child, I feel separated from your house. Every time I sin, I stare at your gate, crying for the day you'll let me in. But Father, this is my life and I don't know where to begin. Show me the road. Dear Jehovah, I've been trying to get over, trying to keep my garden green like a 4-leaf clover, but lately I've been more interested in a woman when she's bent over. I ain't gonna lie, my bedroom hasn't been a holy ground. When time's been stressful, I release my pheromones from my flesh since I ain't got no one else to hold it down. I'm lost trying to be found in this town where if you ain't killing black soldiers, then it's best if you don't make a sound. Dear Emmanuel, dear Emmanuel, this desert eat inside my lungs has me breathing hell. I'm panting from the past that has me hiding in my shells. Lord, I admit that I left her at the wrong time, but was I supposed to allow another person to torment my mind? Lord, I admit that I cut off folks because I'm too timid to tell them how I really feel. I admit that I am the lamb pretending to be a dragon while dragging his weighted wool around my body, preaching like a preacher, but I can't be preached at because I don't know how to preach. All I want is to be loved, but I end up in pieces. Oh, Lord.
They wanted me to write a letter to God. So, dear Mama, my creator, you brought me forth by pushing me through portal. You brought me from the realm of the spirits to the realm of the mortals. And I know the portal can be critical because Mama is my matrix for being tapped into sources, the core for my umbilical. Literal. You gave me the genes for my genesis. You covered me in your blood. I guess that makes me the antithesis of a blessing. Because from portal you ported me. From water break the birth canal, you watered me. You created this vessel. What a relation to a mothership. I guess mama's the port authority. Well, you ought to be. And maybe I don't see it right. But breasts do hang like fruit and they contain colostrum. So all I see is the tree of life. It's like mama said the only law is natural law, and Mother Nature taught me to read and write. So I write. So mama, you be the sight, the flight. Matriarch equals moon. Your eternal waters make waves. That's why everything is womb. Your womb made man. I guess now that's why I'm man-made. A made man. Boss-like, you taught life to teach the teachings of nature. You nurtured my minors and fertilized my majors. It's major. Ma, you are matter. You are master. Maternally, you have woven me into everything that fabric couldn't shatter.
However, there was one scribe who exceeded the rest, receiving a perfect score from the judges with her heart-wrenching letter to the Most High. Mahogany soul.
Dear God, can you hear me now? A friend told me that words made flesh would be heard. So although this feels a bit absurd, this is my final petition to get a word from you. You got one last chance to show me your hand or take a stand for me. Or in the very least, front me a fucking blessing. Excuse my language. I'm sorry. I'm a mess. Charge it to my head and not my heart. God, can you hear me? I admonish myself for questioning. If I got questions, does that make my faith fake? Maybe. That's why I feel totally ready to leave this place, to take this knife to the thinnest part of my wrist and swipe. I feel so untied to anything solid. Is my trust flaky? Cause the ground feels shaky. Have I placed my faith in all the right places? Because for your sake, I can't shake this feeling of being light as a feather and yet as weighted as a stone. My bones are weary, and my presence on this ghetto rock feels like a balloon tied to my toe, a light being in skin clothes, posing as a people. I'm a wild maned dandelion, trying to be the antidote to cope. They say the words I cry into these prose got a kind of soul. You don't even notice I've completely disassociated in this dog fight with dogma. I survive, I serve, and I pray as I give thanks. I've been patient, but to be honest, I'm having a hard time seeing the way forward. I keep my head bowed to pray more, but this life keeps pushing my head lower. I guess you already know. Like you supposed to know my heart. But you know what? I'll solve this problem. I'm naming this here rock bottom. I mean literally and figuratively. It is the floor after all. I promise I really can't take no more. Can you hear my call through these poems? You have called home my mom and my dad, my grandmother and my daughter, and that girl was a praying soul. Whew. Well, tonight, I'm writing you 13 questions. And you got one last chance to show yourself, to let me know, or I'm exiting out this trap door. No more. I said no more. I submit my resignations. I don't want to be among your strongest soldiers. No more. So I guess let's get this over with. Question 1. Why you let my grandfather turn his daughters into innocence into a horcrux, ensuring they died to a life of little girls, and he'd apparently live forever? Because I heard trauma not transformed and transmuted will be transferred, and you had a nerve to give her 5 hungry cubs she had no idea how to feed or to love too.
While everyone else is playing, while everyone else is conversing, while everyone else is surfing the internet for the next great sermon, the man of God is on his knees. The man of God is in the Word. The man of God,
Scotty C got this one,
awakes in the night watch, and he tarries there. The man of God doesn't just pray to intercede. He prays to see his face. He cries out, show me your glory. I cannot live unless I see you in clearer light.
Why is it that with all this supposed proof that everything is meant to be of love and of you, there is an umbrage of Umis in Gaza digging up gardens of their children's limbs? 3. Why did I get my flower before I knew I was a garden? With no guards and no guardian who wouldn't condemn me when men took the first puff of my dandelion fluff wish. Before I knew it was magic, I was only fucking 6, 5. What the fuck is the point of all this? The lesson, what is the lesson in this? What if the mental illness of surviving this was handed down to my kids and down the DNA of my coming tribe list? 7, why did I risk everything for a man who didn't really love me? Why? When the whole time I was praying. Can you hear me now? Can you hear my call? 8. Or have us black folks walked in the desert so dark and so long and so unguided that our prayers get redlined like cab services to the hood side of town? 9. And if the light is so important, how do I claim this darkness I am covered in and convince myself that this melanin is my inheritance and not a fucking sin? 10. Why does it feel a lot like a hard-earned lesson I can't wash off? 11. Why do I feel like a lesson on loving yourself when no one ever loved me enough to show me how in the hell? 12. Why did you send that man into my life trying to use his hand to humble me? I can't ask for a soft life and hit this fucking hard all the time. Answer me. Please, don't let me get to 13. You know the thing I don't want to ask. Can you hear my call? God, can you hear me? So you're going to make me go through with this after all, huh? Fine. This is the line. 13. Why did you let my daughter take her life and leave me feeling blindsided? And why do I still crave the same ending? Pretending. Am I pretending? Is my faith faltering? Do I need to pray a little harder? The question of who's God to ask is getting a little odd. I mean, I asked you before about Gaza. God, my faith is hard to hold, and love is harder to unlock ever since I closed that box and tried to believe you had the grace to reclaim her. She was divergent, but she was a prayer. A pious peony passionate about fashioning the world into faith, and her memory is my church. That child reminded me that prayer means thank you. So, thank you. Thank you. I still thank you. I thank you for her, for Taya, for her being a blessing I didn't know I deserve, and a painful lesson I never wanted to learn. She taught me of a number of things like 12, the children of my lineage, beautiful and optimistic. 11, the feeling of my bare feet grounding me like a tree through storms, unaware of the frost. 10, that alchemy of getting at the heart of darkness to breathe, soldier wings into 9, ether beings. 8, I can't make a mistake and still make amending. 7, seas and I've only crossed 3, I have to see this dream through. 6, my poetry people who help me take this pain and train it into therapy. 5, this air I breathe, continuing its possibility for my children, reminding me that when God made me, he made a good thing. Good things have come from me. Sometimes 2, temporarily 3, the power of an apology and a thanks for grace. You know my heart too. I can't be a vessel praying to be used and complain when you use me hard. Purposeful pain is the proof of delicious pleasure, and worrying is a worshiping of the problem. I am the one with the choice this time, ain't I? This life called away the caterpillar I had to release this, to let it die, right? Right. Not this life. I am the ooze. Use what's left of me to make a butterfly. God, I thank you. I keep trying. I know that you're not finished with me, but I submit to whatever is meant to be. Ashe, amen, and a thankful I mean. Sincerely, Mahogany Soul, one of your strongest soldiers at her weakest moment.
An extraordinary night of spoken word indeed. But tonight, on Iron Sharpeth Iron, the saga continues as the top 6 poets will prepare to do battle in the collaboration challenge, in which each team member of Team Black will pair up with a member of Team Pain, where they will personify any famous duo to create a piece illustrating how said duo would save poetry. The team with the lowest cumulative score will face off against each other in character, in which the winner will proceed to the next round of competition, and the loser will be eliminated from the Grand Griot competition. Also, the team with the highest cumulative score will also face each other in a face-off in character. The winner will receive a powerful incentive that will be announced in next week's challenge. Good luck to the final 6 competitors. May the collaborations commence. Your judges for this evening: Poetic Black, Written in Pain, Eric Moore, the incomparable bar goddess, Queen B, and last year's grand champion, the Grand Griot himself, Brother Habib. And your host for the evening, the lovely China Blue.
Hey, it's Saturday night, y'all. What it do? Welcome to the show. You are at Iron Sharpeth Iron Grand Griot competition. Black just broke it down, everything that has been going on. Listen, we are here to find out one thing, and one thing only. And that's who will be our Grand Griot 2024. All right, who's going to take the belt and stand alongside Brother Habib as a Grand Griot champion. Listen, before we go on, because I think we haven't really talked about the prizes this season, this competition. We did it at the top, but I don't think we at the middle now. I think we might need to bring that up. Black Pain, what y'all think?
Oh, you talking about the prizes, what they're gonna receive? Well,
yeah. What's the winner receive?
The winner,
besides the belt. What can they spend on?
The winner will receive $500, 500 smackaroonies. Also, the winner will receive the Grand Griot title. This is what the competition's about. That title. The money is insignificant, but the title is well over $1,000. That belt costs well over, custom-made belt for this competition. Custom made. And our brother Habib can attest that we didn't spare no change for the belt. Okay. And there'll be some other incentives sprinkled in there, that we'll make mention of.
They're getting a book deal from Inner Child Press. They'll have a book.
Shout out to Bill.
Inner Child Press. They're gonna get a track produced by Eric Moore.
Hey.
Some other comparable, some other things.
Yeah, some other things.
And some other things. All right. I just wanted to let y'all know, what's out there, what's the prizes about, why people are fighting so hard to be our Grand Griot and stand next to the original. Okay, Brother Habib, our original Griot. Okay, if you have not been following the competition up until tonight, please, please, please go and visit the podcast over there on Spotify. The link is at the top. Of course, as Black said, if you missed last week's episode, that letter to God, if you was just listening to all of that, when I tell y'all it was emotional last week, I was in my fifis, I was in them. Okay, so go up there, go to the Spotify, click the link at the top. If you don't want to go over there yourself and you can't find it yourself, you can just click the link and check us out. If you don't want to listen to the show, if it's not only looking for the show, you can also go over there to listen to all of the other episodes that's going on this platform. So go over there, subscribe, do all of that. Also, if you want to check out last year's competition to see how Brother Habib made it to the top of this competition, you can do so right here on Clubhouse. Just follow Black Pain, myself, or any of the judges, or of course just follow the house and you can see what happened last season. This year, the kings of this space, okay, Black Pain, they decided they wanted to make it personal. All right, they chose some teams. Okay, at the beginning of the competition, we had 12 poets split into teams, Black and Team Pain, and tonight we are down to only 6. All right, we are down to only 6 poets, and tonight is the collab night. Everybody is excited about collab night. Last season, it was a big night, so we expected some big things tonight. We don't know how people gonna play it. We don't know. We don't know if there's gonna definitely be some tag team work, or people gonna look at one another and go, I think I want to see you in this face-to-face battle. So we don't really know how it's gonna play out. So I'm excited to find out how it's gonna go. If y'all excited, I'm excited. Again, make sure y'all following everybody at the top of the house. Shout out to our judges. Shout out to everybody that's here. We appreciate y'all being here. Make sure y'all following each other, sharing the love, and share the room. Share the space. When y'all ready, Black, I'm ready to get it in.
We are definitely ready. Pain, you ready?
I'm ready to go.
I bet y'all ready. Listen, we are down to 6, and it's technically tied. Team Black and Team Pain actually have 3 people each on their team, which it just turned out that way. Okay, it just happened that way.
Word.
It's very serious. What?
Yeah, you're right. It just happened that way. Like
it just turned out that way because it looked like Team Black was in the lead for a second. They won the incentive a couple of weeks ago. Team Black came through and won that. Team Pain was losing people, and now y'all neck and neck. Y'all back at the top.
Neck and neck.
So we're going to see tonight how it turns out. Last week, unfortunately, we lost our boy Rafa, which I was sad to lose because I definitely think Rafa is a dope competitor. I think he's a dope poet, and it was sad to see him go last week. He was representing last year's Dirty Dozen along with Brother Habib. So, it happens. It's a tough competition when you get into these things, and we down to our last poets. The judges are very picky about things, and they look at everything, the time and the way you played your music, if you using sound effects, how that works, the storyline, all of those things play into it. So tonight again is collab night. They in character. Let's get it in. Y'all ready for the first 2?
Yes, we are.
Do you want me to bring them both at the same time or one at a
Of
time?
course, they gotta be. They, you know what I'm saying? Bring them up as a team. Y'all step in the building with your
Bring them
chest
up.
out.
Bring
Let's
them up.
go.
All right. Our first competitors will be Team Sincere and Kiana Pearl. Let's go. I think it's a great way to start the night. He gave it a 9.1.
A 9.1 has been recorded. Okay. Back to you, China. Matter of fact, well, hold, my bad. Kiana Pearl and Sincere, we'll let you guys know your standings by the end of the evening. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, baby. Listen, there's some attractive people in this competition this season. I don't know if y'all know that, but it definitely is Black. There's some attractive people in this competition. Team Pain and Team Black definitely wasn't lacking in that department. Shout out to Sincere and Kiana, our pen and paper collab of the night. You are listening to Iron Sharpeth Iron Grand Griot competition. We are all here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to find out who will be our Grand Griot champion of this season. All right, we having some tech issues with one of our judges. Hopefully we can work that all out because we definitely want to get everybody's opinions and scores and have it put out. Brother Habib made a good point about last year's competition, about being in a collab. And sometimes when you're in those kind of situations, you do have to give account to the time lapse when you're on the phone, because we already have a delay and then you guys have a delay. So you have to account for that, for the delays. So like he said, adding a little something in that delay space will give us on the other end the inkling that there's no, that it's seamless. But you have to take that into account. So anybody else that's performing tonight, maybe you guys, keep that into mind next time you're doing some collabs. All right, so Black, you ready for the next team?
Yes, we are ready for the next team. Let's go.
All right, so the next team up on the stage is Lexi and Miju. Come see me, boo.
How y'all doing?
I got my Lexi and my Miju on the stage. Hey, y'all.
What's up?
So what, y'all got a team name or y'all solo dolo? How this working?
We're doing Joker and Harley Quinn.
Ooh, the Joker and Harley. Let's get it. The mic is yours. Get it in how you get it.
All right. What do we have here? Yes, Mr. Jack Oswald White, also known as the infamous Joker. 33 years old with multiple mental ailments, including bipolar disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, pseudobulbar effect, which is the result of a neurological brain injury. A very cunning individual they made you out to be, Mr. White. But let me first introduce myself. My name is Dr.
Harleen Francis Quinzel. Yes, I'm fully aware of who you are, dear. A psychiatrist who has knives stuck in her flesh but pretends that she isn't bleeding. I've already been in your office, and my, does it already have a pleasant aroma.
Thank you.
It just makes my heart flurry. How wonderful it is. But your name, it could use some medication. I know. How about Harley Quinn instead? Yes. I am already intrigued. But please, continue.
Harley Quinn. Right. So, anyways, I'm hoping to provide some normality at Arkham Asylum.
Right.
I've already studied your gestures for the past few months now, and I've already got a line of appointments set up for you to treat your ailments. But before we get into that, though, how are you feeling?
Feeling? I'm feeling like an Iron Maiden, Harley. The spikes inside my chest are so cold. Love doesn't live there anymore. And these ailments, disabilities, and traumas, all these boring words that you conjure up here is just an uppercut to my chin. Reminds me of fucking Batman!
Well, unless... I mean, if you want, we could create a little taste of heaven and hell in here.
Sure, let's get to burning!
I honestly must say, Mr. White, that trauma bomb that went off the night of your arrest in Gotham, it had me handcuffed to the screens. A performance it truly was to witness, like pure poetry.
Is that all poetry is nowadays, Harley? A performance? Am I a Riddler that pulls others' cards to hush their faces with a red hood? Oh, please. I already know who's the real Joker here.
Well, if it's deeper than that, then why don't you enlighten me?
Oh, sure.
I'm still a wonder to see the great Jack Oswald White smiling and laughing instead of whining in protest like the rest of the world does. But I have no doubts about the progression of your aggression, especially when looking around the asylum and noticing your competitive edge to write Batman's end before he writes the end of you, quite like how he's poetically written the end for others.
Ah, quite the double-edged pen, aren't we, Harley? See, you have to ask yourself, what is poetry? Do you think a rich man pretending that Gotham is a kindergarten to be poetic? Knocking building blocks down and swinging on Walmart ropes just to check out of his pusillanimous acts that hold no accountability? I hate to be the Mad Hatter here, but I mean no harm when I try to lure people into this Arkham Asylum. I mean, Harley, why not allow them to see the dark side for once, other than just Batman's uniform?
My, Mr. J, you're not like my other patients. I'm not supposed to tell you this. I've honestly been trying to get Poison Ivy to write me a kiss for a long time now. But unfortunately, her taste is becoming expired. And then there's the Catwoman who always talks about Batman and how much she hates your poems. She thinks you're a total psychotic mess who needs to shut up. But the funny thing is that she doesn't even really know who you are. And then there's the special sweet treat that you and I both know has been a toothache. Jim Gordon. He only wants poetry to be one way and denies any form of creativity. It's like I'm having a hard time relating to anyone that would be considered a hero of poetry.
Ah, so there it is. So the blood is finally starting to run out of your mouth, Harley. See, that's where people seem to lose the mark. Everyone wants to wear a cape and be called a so-called hero of something. Just like my father. When I was a boy, I enjoyed open mic. I got to hear some of the most innovative poets that still live on today. Every time I went to an open mic, I smiled. I bombed the stage, and because of that, my father would beat me repeatedly, left and right and up and down. I would have bruises while being bruised and used by the abusing audience. And the bruisers wouldn't even know how they were bruising me.
Oh my, Mr. J. I didn't know that.
Neither does Batman. Neither does Batman. Neither does Batman. Everyone always thinks the hero of the mic is the social justice warrior, the one who knows so little about what it truly means to struggle with finding an attachment to this Batcave world. Harley, let me ask you something, my dear. What would you do to improve the state of poetry, the insanity. How would you find that old 1-2 rhythm that brought smiles and tears to people's faces? Like that time my father took me to a carnival to give my childhood a spin on the Ferris wheel with cotton candy and popcorn spilt on the rides.
Well, I guess I would make it more mainstream, I guess. There's just so little attention to what everyone is doing. I mean, not everyone is all caught up in the punchline of things like yourself, Mr. J, but I I think it might be time to get a little bit crazy, like planting a dynamite seed in the garden of Gotham, blossoming flowers with explosive petals falling like a blazing meteor into this world.
Yes, that's it. The way to improve this poetry world is to give it life. Why do you think I hate Batman so much? He only wants it to be his way. He is a hero for his own selfish desires. I want to make the world smile. Poetry is supposed to expose the teeth that hide their voices from the mic. Everyone deserves a chance to express themselves for who they are, Holly.
If I was president, Mr. J, I would elect you to be my representative so that you, the Joker, could use your illicit tactics to bring out the inner desires of these lost souls, spitting fire into mics that would echo throughout the world, a collaboration of devastation that not even the Batman could prevent the annihilation.
If I wore a cape, it would be a flag in the form of a mag. The scream from my barrel would ignite the hollow corners of this world. Holly, my words are not like the jail cells that Batman likes to throw his enemies in. No, this poetry will have people screaming "Poet Lives Matter" as they do while causing an anarchy of complete chaos. I could dance in the middle of the stage without some masked fucker trying to hook his dagger into my spine.
Puddin', I agree.
We agree that to
improve poetry
is to capture
the eyes of everyone
for them to see. I'll get the guns.
And now get the chainsaws.
And together
we'll take on anyone
who gets in the way
of our poetry.
Yes, we think
Okay. Okay. Mijou and Lexi. Joker and Harley Quinn. Who came up with this idea?
Me.
Mijou, you are a hidden gem, man. The way you assumed the role of Joker in this was just epic. As far as Lexi with Harley Quinn, when the poem initially started, I wasn't getting Harley. But it was until the point you said Gotham. Then I said, okay, I hear that.
Yeah, the concept was to start out with me prior transition to Harley Quinn as Dr. Harleen Quinzel.
Okay, that makes sense. Because when you said that, it seemed like your whole personality switched. And I got Harley Quinn emphatically. You know, I thought you guys complemented each other very well. The overlapping of one another, I thought that brought texture to this. It didn't seem too poemy. It felt more of like a stage play. This right here was epic. This was epic. Both of you guys did a great job, you know, personifying your prospective characters. And Miju, I thought the Batman refrain was epic. I thought that was very clever to keep bringing up the Batman, showing how Joker is so absorbed and self-consumed with Batman, bringing it back to the true nature of that character. I thought that was very clever and it was smart. Overall, man, you guys did a great job. You did a great job. I'm giving you a 9.8. Mr. Eric Moore.
Lexi Miju. All right, let me start it off by saying that this was a performance. This was energy. This was captivating. All right, you guys brought out the nerd in me because I love comic books. And Lexi, I love the way that you started off by being a psychiatrist / psychologist in the beginning, then transitioning into the psychotic that we all know and love, which is called Harley. Miju, dude, I'm probably gonna see you on stage or doing voiceover work, for Batman animated series or something like that. Yo, you guys killed this. I love the way that you complimented each other. You bounced off one another. The timing was impeccable, right? And I also love the fact that you guys stress that there is not one particular brand of poetry. Poetry doesn't necessarily have to rhyme to be poetry. All right. There's so many different aspects to that, to the genre that we love. Without being too long winded and drawn out, I give you guys both a 9.8. Great job.
9.8 has been recorded. The bar goddess, Queen B.
So, Miju and Lexi, I thought the production quality, which was just achieved between both of your voices, was spectacular. I love the transition from Lexi, from the doctor. It was very clear for me that there was an intent for there to be a separation between the two. I would have loved for you to go absolutely nuts, though, when you switched over into Harley, because I feel like it's in you. I would have loved for you to double down when you switched over and really flipped the switch. Miju, yeah, like the performance of it all, tying in everything that we know to be iconic about the Joker. I thought it was amazing. I give it a 9.7.
9.7 has been recorded. Mr. Written in Pain.
This is what I'm looking forward to when it comes to this week, when it comes to collab week, man. I look at this like the all-star weekend, man. And this is what I was looking for. This is the level of energy that I was looking for, the level of performance that I'm looking for. I do feel like Miju did most of the heavy lifting in this. I agree with B that Lexi, your Harley was a little bit too subdued for me. But at any rate, as a collaboration, I thought that this was witty. I did enjoy the Batman refrain. I thought everything about this was entertaining. I am also going to give you guys a 9.7.
9.7 has been recorded. The Grand Griot, Brother Habib.
Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Yeah, this was I was impressed. Miju, are you an only child?
Yes, sir.
I swear to God, I said, yo, this dude has perfected, like playing as a kid, playing with himself. It's not,
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No.
But you got to be careful, man. Kids listen to this show.
Hold on, let me
Chill
finish,
out,
bro.
Habib.
Let me finish.
Chill out.
Let me finish. I'm saying, like, as a kid, when you got toys, you got G.I. Joe, He-Man, action figures, and you are playing with the toys, no Diddy toys, just kids' toys. and you play with the toys and you get into character, and you, bro, it just seemed like in my head I was like, yo, this dude has perfected this ability to transition from character, voices, all these different things. And I said, man, I wonder if this kid was a only child, because I know only guys that are only with their only child, and they would do the exact same thing. One time I went over this, as a kid, I went over this guy's house, and we're playing, and he's doing all the characters. He's got He-Man. He jumps from He-Man to the another characters, and he's doing Snake Eyes, he's doing Skeletor, and he did all the voices, and
he had all the voices down, didn't he?
all the voices. And I said, yo, this is like a flashback to my childhood. I said, Miju must have been an only child, bro. Also, Lexi, you did excellent. I knew what you were doing. I knew you were transitioning from the Doctor to actually Harley Quinn, because of the subtlety, the way you'll be like, Harley Quinn, okay. Like, I think this was really, really, really good. I think everybody basically hit the nail on the head as far as I was hoping to hear Harley Quinn go crazy and go crazy too. But it was sufficient because it gave us exactly what it is y'all were trying to do. So I'm going to give you a 9.8. Excellent job.
9.8 has been recorded. Thank you, Lexi and Miju. We will let you know your standings by the end of the evening.
Sexy Lexi on this collab night. You are listening to, again, Iron Sharpeth. Okay, Sharpeth Iron. All right, second annual Grand Griot competition. This is collab night. All right, we are here with your host, Poetic Black and Written in Pen. I am your host of this competition, your Chi-Town bestie, China Blue. Shout out to the judges. We appreciate you all for being here. All of the competitors, okay? Y'all have been doing great. Shout out to all 12 poets, all of the people that auditioned to be in this competition. Shout out to all 12 poets that put in their work and made it this far. But definitely much love to the poets that are here tonight that have put in the work and have made it to this part of the competition. We're pretty much at the end, but not at the end. We're in the middle. We have 6 poets left. We started with 12. Go ahead, Black. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna take an intermission. But in this intermission, I want you guys to pay attention. Please pay attention to the first 2 songs that I play, because this will be vital. You can go back into the replay and get this as well. But this will be vital for the ones who proceed to the next round of competition. So please do listen to these 2 tracks right here as we go into the intermission. Unless you want to you got some announcements, China.
No, just make sure that you're following the room. Following the house, and that you're sharing this space. Make sure you're following the people at the top and the bottom of the house. We appreciate you all for being here on this Saturday night. We're trying to keep it live, okay? We're trying to keep it lit, so y'all keep it live.
Let me say something real quick. Black, if you about to play what I think you about to play, it'll be easier for the people to go back when they need it if you save it for the end.
All right, so I'll do that then. I'll save that.
I like how we work it out on stage. I like it. Y'all get to see the background effect.
All right. So yeah, we do got some announcements. As you guys know, we've made announcements, and I will play the trailer again. Me and my brother Payne, we will be releasing the first project from our stage play series, Audio Broadway. Yes, long awaited. It's been in the making for some time now, and we're finally releasing it. This is the first project under this new series. Next Sunday, on Father's Day, we will be doing a play, Daddy, the Audio Broadway play.
Yes.
Daddy, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next Sunday. So if you guys, you're not doing anything, you got the festivities done with your pops in the daytime, and you got some time at night, come check out this stage play. We put a lot of heart and soul into it, and we doing it for all the fathers out there, for everybody. This is a play for everybody, so you guys definitely want to come check that out.
What time is that again, Black?
That's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tomorrow, Sunday, we will be over at How Many Mics, and we'll be doing that DMX. What album are we doing?
Dark.
It's dark and hell is hot.
It's hot.
It's
Hey.
DMX. We ending that rookie season tomorrow with DMX. You don't want to miss this because
Please don't.
and LM gonna start talking about the civil rights movement and how black people need to invest their money in the stock market.
Hey, shout out to the first lady of the Compo Lyrical Movements, also the host of Breathing Through Paper right along with Written in Pain. Y'all catch them on Thursday night. Anytime somebody get left behind over here, you can catch them over there, giving them love and giving them their flowers and letting them know how much we appreciated them in this competition. So y'all make sure y'all there on Thursday nights. All right?
All right, so we about to go on this intermission. We'll be right back. From the creatives who brought you social events such as the Kings of Spades and Lords of the Board. From the creatives who brought you poetry competitions such as Poetic Idol and the Grand Griot competition. The Composition Entertainment has always sought to build community, provide platforms for the aspiring artists and established artists alike in order to bring poetry to the forefront. Is now ready to release its long-awaited poetry play series, Audio Broadway. On Father's Day, June 16th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Composition Entertainment will release its audio play, Daddy.
Y'all may as well come home with me. Maybe it helps me out of this mess. Daddy ain't much for listening to excuses about his lumber. See, my daddy a shoemaker, a fine one too. In fact, he was the first colored man in these parts to have his own business. People come from every which way for a pair of my daddy's shoes.
Experience the tale of a proud shoemaker's son, Cole, as he navigates his becoming in a racist, segregated town in Florida.
See, come Tuesday, my mama gonna be telling Daddy she fixing to make a list of everything we need up in the house, which would include all the fixing she needed for her pie delivery service. So come time Friday evening, my mama have my sisters and little cousins them delivering her pies all through the place.
Striving to be the man his daddy raised, Cole deals with the burden of being black, proud, and determined in America, circa 1920.
How you doing, son? That's Mr. Fagan. He don't care much for my kind if you get my meat. Hey there, sir. That man ain't never cared for me much. His daughters used to call me a well-to-do colored boy, but then go run to Paul whenever I made fun of they toe-up shoes. It was funny for a while till Paul put my sister's treehouse on fire. He looking at me from under that hat like the devil done told him today my judgment day.
Tune in Sunday, June 16th, and experience the audio stage play, Daddy, for one night only, under its newly released poetry series, Audio Broadway. Let the show begin.
Now you see that? Over the shop door. Those are the 3 rules to the shop, but it's also the 3 rules my daddy lives by. Respect me. Respect my place. And if you break anything, somebody gonna have to pay.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Listen, y'all, it's Saturday night. You know where you at. Iron Sharpeth Iron, Grand Griot competition, Poetic Black, Written in Pain, and your host of this competition, myself, China Blue. Shout out to the judges, sticking it in there. Everybody that's here. Listen, we at the end of the show. We got our last 2 poets. Make sure that you're
Oh,
checking
it's
out
not the
Spotify.
end. It's not the end.
Okay, I'm at the end of the performances, sir. All right. I know there's more to come. All right. I know we have things to do. That's not what I was saying. Look how they check me in public. All right. It's cool. Make sure that y'all going over to Spotify and checking out the Iron Sharpers Iron Sharp competition over there. Make sure you follow and subscribe so we can get some followers over there on that podcast. We appreciate you all for doing that. Also, if you want to find out again about what happened last year, how Brother Habib became our original, all right, the pioneer over here, Grand Griot. You can follow that right here on Clubhouse. Make sure you following the Poetic Black, the judges, myself, and everybody else in the chat. Make sure you're sharing the room. As Black said, this is not the end of the night. So we got some other stuff going on. And again, make sure you're voting over there for the National Spoken Word Awards this year. It's some of your favorite poets nominated. Okay, Lexi's nominated. There's some poets out there nominated, and of course, this platform has been nominated. So y'all go over there and make sure that you're voting every day. Okay, you can vote for more than once, but you can only vote once from every device that you're on. So go do what y'all gotta do to make sure that shit is happening. All right, so when y'all ready to keep it going on collab night, let's keep it going.
All right, we are ready.
All right, so our last team of the night, Black, will be Queen, Mahogany Soul, and my boo, Candy Baby. Hey, my boos, my gorgeous women's. How y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hey, Queen Mahogany, how you doing tonight?
I am doing great. I'm doing great.
Listen, Mahogany, you've been doing your thing in this competition, all right? So we are excited to hear what you bring to the table tonight. You are a fan favorite. All right, so let's see what's going on. What y'all got? Y'all got a name for y'all team, solo? What y'all doing?
Well, I'm Louise.
Thelma. And I'm
Oh,
Thelma.
sorry, Thelma. And I'm Louise.
Yep.
Okay, I don't know what just happened.
Can you hear us?
I can hear one of y'all at a time, sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Louise.
And I'm Thelma.
Oh, that's what we're doing. Okay, all right, go ahead, Louie and Thelma. Get it in.
Okay, ready to go. All right, let's do this. Whew. Louise, I do believe this might be the trip that we both need. Just you, me, and this summer breeze with a few of these here tight 16s. Let's put some distance between our woes, mouths open like the road. Let's go. Drop the top and turn the radio on. Who ain't this your song?
Yes, we just 37. She the line, she never ride through Paris in a sports car with one wind in her hair. My favorite part.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah. All units, be on high alert. This is an APB. Be on the lookout for poetry. Last scene, making a scene, disturbing the peace about the mistreatment of Rodney King or ML King or the Congolese. Poetry has the streets quaking in their knees. We've lost control. She's no longer afraid of us. The suspect is considered armed and dangerous. She's taking heavy fire, but it went clean through. Last scene, making a left on Green. Louise, what the hell happened to poetry?
Turn off the radio. Thelma, be quiet and let me think. Supremacy was killing the creativity of poetry. We can't take it. They boxed her in one category. That's trigger warning. Blackness in smoky rooms engages the extra feeling. Line after line, hand clapping, finger snapping, drum loads of voices echoing, head nodding until skirts blaze, stages then caught Melgaze wait. You mean to tell me a woman wins the heart of poetry lovers through her resilience, not her brilliance? No beauty found in the the essence of her words unless it elicits sexual feelings. There's something we must do to make our words more appealing. They can't continue to define us by the amount of shit we've been through, like being placed at high stakes as we relive the sour taste of blood taste from a lover's filth. Thelma, what you feeling?
They fear alchemical loudmouth bitches. That's the reason why they burned the witches. Louise, I need you to keep your hand steady and listen to me. We've got to go save poetry. For this voice she's giving me, I'll risk everything. I'm ready. Hold the wheel. Keep your hand steady. At the ready for what's coming. I got the gun. Heads up. Trigger warning to anyone suffering the sleep apnea of overdosing or choke, suffocating on their own insufferable opinion as they slumber, asleep on themselves, attempting to sleep on poetry. I hand in my letter of resignation, no longer relaying any of my humanly resources to the defunct Division of Defense against your ever-prevalent expectations. Y'all been desecrating deities for your base needs for centuries, placing women under your feet because of ego and pride. Now, I'm going to give you an amazing story to tell your friends or a tag on your toe. You decide. I call the shots. We'll be taking poetry and getting away from all y'all. Say something. How's she looking? Poetry. Louise, talk to me. Poetry.
Thelma, this time she's not running away. We're taking her with us. We're gonna patch her up. Poetry, you're gonna make it because you're gonna change this competitive state we're in. Every trace of this poetic rat race you're going to eradicate. They got me going. Put your head down.
Keep your head down, Louise. Here comes another one. They'd be glad to pick up the meat off the bones of the gladiators, keeping her ready for war, for nothing more. Ready for war for nothing more than entertainment. Poetry birthed a nation, puts her respect on her name. They want to wipe out her image like Aunt Jemima's face, or Medusa's dreadlocks, or Eve's jeans, or banned books with black names, acting like redacting her originality and blackness and killing her. They better be glad I only got a handgun for a mouth and not a Dillinger. My gosh, I'm so mad, Louise. This isn't even me. Look at all these shots they taking at poetry.
By the way, Thelma, you heard the word. People like Daryl drink every night to drown the demons that constantly fight in the head. And yes, it has everything to do with poetry. Their only escape is to write the bush. Sunk in yesterday's sorrows, every sun won't shine on tomorrow's. If poetry dies, we'll be left in disdain. Ink stains poetically erase pains.
Luis, on the subject of opinions, a wise elder once told me, they're a lot like assholes. Everyone got one, but a lot of them stink. Poetry is a lot like you and me. Coffee black and strong, yet soft and pink. The best of what she's birthed stands the test of time. A line can change a man's whole state of mind. This ain't right, Louise, on your 6. Pull it. Trigger warning.
Poetry hasn't lost integrity within the industry based on the premises of misogyny. Poetry gave us keys to free speech, free right, freedom writers expressing adversity, sexuality, suffering, the loss of morality. This crap encompasses several genres, showcasing a plethora of talents. Narrative seems to be the star, but dramatic and lyric are also gifted. 168 ways 3 main genres can be appreciated. The use of poetry won't keep depreciating. We are more gifted than this limited canvas we give and paint words on.
If we've been boxed in on a canvas and that's all that remains, if we didn't make it and she isn't saved, ain't no going back. There's only one way. This was a wild ride. We may as well go straight. Louise, hit the gas and take your foot off the brake. Peace. Ooh.
Okay. Thelma and Louise. First off, I like the concept. I like the concept of using Thelma and Louise. In the beginning of this, you guys, played it real close to the movie. I love the addition of the song, trying to simulate that sentiment of the movie. And I thought you did a good job personifying Thelma and Louise. However, it was a little stumbly. The timing was a little off. A couple of the trigger warnings was off. It was definitely noticeable. However, the sentiment of this piece, the underlying want, for women in poetry to be respected for their words, not more so their sexuality or their sex. I thought that was a powerful message. I really dug that. I thought you guys did bring passion to this piece. I thought you did a good attempt of trying to be theatric and dramatic. I thought you did a good job. It was just overall, it was a couple of stumbles and the timing was just a little bit off. But with that being said, I'm giving you guys a 9.6. Mr. Eric Moore.
Ladies, love the concept, right? I'm gonna keep it short. Some of the props in the beginning were drowning out certain parts of the piece. As far as the timing, like Black alluded to earlier, from different periods and points, throughout the piece, I can see where the timing wasn't quite there, and there were also parts where you guys stumbled a little bit. But with everything that I just said, I loved what you guys did. I'm going to give you guys a 9.1.
9.1 has been recorded. The Bar Goddess, Queen B.
Thelma and Louise, Candy Baby, and Mahogany Soul. I kind of thought that this would be perfect for both of you, and it was. I love the fact that there was a plight. You guys decided to really focus on women and how we are seen in the craft, and I thought that was dope. I believe one of the factors that affected the overall performance was the use of props. As it was already stated, the timing, but then not just the timing, it just was too much. The volume of it was also at times was swallowing, and I was wondering if that was what was messing up also the timing, is not being able to hear each other. And then there was a part where the poem just basically it just dropped, and it dropped on both sides. There was about 30 seconds where there was what I would say was a disconnect, and it made it a little difficult for me to jump back in it, but not to overshadow the fact that both of you are very passionate in the characters. I feel like overall, if you just had more time, it just would have been so much better. With that being said, 9.1.
9.1 has been recorded. Mr. Written in Pain.
Yeah, it just so happens Thelma and Louise is one of my favorite movies. And I gotta say, I didn't feel like you guys did a good job of embodying Thelma and Louise. It could have been two Thelmas and two Louises for all I knew in terms of how you guys approached embodying the characters. It's overstated that the sound effects were a little bit off-putting. There were some stumbles, and there was just a lot of things from keeping this from being a smooth thing for me. I'm gonna give you guys a 9.
A 9 has been recorded. The Grand Griot, Brother Habib.
Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Yeah, I think I mean, I kind of get to the point where everybody says exactly what I was going to say. It was kind of like, I did like the concept. I appreciated the sound effects. It just with the execution was kind of off, and I mean that was it right there. The execution, and I know for a fact, just being in the position, how sometimes you just gotta practice, and force yourself. You know what I'm saying? In this particular same position, me and Scott will probably we would set a time throughout the day at 6 o'clock, whatever time we're gonna practice, and we will practice for like an hour, and then we would get back to our lives. So it's just really about dedication and trying to make sure you are able to execute it, because on the day of, it's these things that kind of mess up your scores. So I'll give you guys a 9.
9 has been recorded. Thank you, Mahogany Soul and Candy Baby. We'll let you guys know in a few minutes what's your standings in the competition.
All right, Black, real quick, once again, you guys, make sure that you're going over to vote. Black has posted the link at the top of the page, so you guys can go over there. Shout out to Geronimo. He also posted the link in the chat room. It is shout.com. Go to that link so you can vote. They are nominated for 2 awards. They're nominated for Iron Sharpeth Iron and for Spoken Soul Session. So you guys, pick a side, I guess, because you can't vote for both, right?
Yeah, you can. We got 2 nominations in the same category.
Right, so, like how are we supposed to choose? It's hard.
It don't matter either one. But it would be better if they had just one in one category, because all the votes wouldn't get split. But definitely vote for Iron Sharpeth
Iron, so Pain gets an award too. Spoken Soul Sessions, Black just gonna get an award. Let's keep it.
Thanks for clearing that up.
It's an elephant in the room.
Stop it. I didn't think nothing of the sort.
Spoken Soul Sessions, right? Black not
we
sharing
a family.
That award. He get
we a family.
He's keeping it in his crib. It's going in his crib. We not sharing that.
We a family, man. You wild.
Word. Shout out to the fam. Listen, make sure that y'all going over there and y'all voting. Like I said, there are many poets over here on Clubhouse. If you're a Clubhouse fan and this is your platform, this is your family, go over there. There are a lot of people that's voted. If it's people in your city, people that you know, go over there and vote. But make sure that you're voting for Iron Sharpeth Iron. So Brittany Payne and Black can get that award. If not, just vote for Spoken Soul Sessions. We appreciate everybody. Shout out to the judges.
Vote for the Griot, Geronimo Tat. Geronimo Tat got like 4 nominations. Vote for the Griot.
Yeah. Get Geronimo up in there, man. And vote for our brother Geronimo and Ebony the Goddess and Lottie D. She got a nomination
Lottie,
too.
shout out to my Shot-Town boo. Lexi is nominated for erotic poet. A lot of people.
Lexi
your favorite
win
poet.
that. Lexi should win that. The erotic challenge, the erotic award. She should win that one. Definitely, man. Y'all go vote, man. Y'all go vote.
Absolutely. Shout out to the judges. Make sure that y'all checking them out everywhere that they are. Shout out to Queen B, the Queen B. Okay, make sure that you're following her movement over there. I Be Planning. Shout out to Picture Prompt Poetry, Pressure Bust Pipes. We appreciate you. Love you, boo. Appreciate all your commentary. You always say some good things that I can definitely agree with. Shout out to, the king. All right, the king. Over there with WithoutWarnerRadio.com. They are a 24-hour show. Go over there. You can find anything you're looking for: comedy, spoken word, hip hop, R&B, whatever you need. It's right there. It's 24 hours. If you go over there right now with something happening, you can check him out at the Midday Fix right over there with the Big Flex. You can check him out on How Many Mics. You can check us out also on Tuesdays. Go over there. Go see what's over there. Sign up, subscribe. Go see what's over there. Find out. Get a notification. Know what's happening over there. WithoutWarnerRadio.com. Love you, E. Also, shout out to Brother Habib, the original, the Grand Griot. Make sure y'all following what he doing. He got a project on the way. We got some connections to make. Brother Habib, make sure you connect with me. All right, I'm good with all my announcements.
All right. Because you had a laundry list of announcements.
Did
Good
I? Was it a
God.
laundry list? I
Good
feel like I've been
God.
doing laundry
Thought
all
we was
day,
back
so
in
that
the
might be
Letter to
right.
God challenge. I thought we was giving a testimony. Okay. All right.
I'm
These
just showing
scores
love
have
to my
been
people,
tallied.
Black. I'm just showing love to my people.
Most definite. All right. The scores have been tallied. And I'm going to say such scores. But I want you guys to know the night is not over. We're moving to the second part of the show in the face-offs. So, coming in the number one spot with a cumulative score of a 29.3. Congratulations to Miju and Lexi. You both will be making it to the next round of the competition. Coming in second place with the second highest cumulative score. Congratulations to Sincere and Kiana Pearl. You have both made it to the next round of competition. And unfortunately, coming in with the third highest cumulative score with a 27.2, Mahogany Soul and Candy Baby. So now this is how this is going to work. This is how this is going to work. There will be two face-offs that we told you about. Miju and Lexi, you guys will be facing off against one another in character.
Yeah, let's do that one first.
No. I don't want to do that one first. I don't want to do that one because I got a little something for that.
Y'all got it better.
So Miju and Lexi will be going head to head to see who will be getting that powerful incentive that will be announced next week, the night of the Grand Griot. The night of the Grand Griot. You will get that incentive. Okay. As far as Sincere and Kiana Pearl, you guys are safe. You guys are safe. Did you both write your pieces to face off with one another? Oh, I'm talking to them like they on the stage. Let's bring them on.
But it looked like they both said yes. They said yes. They both put the thumbs up.
Yeah, let's bring them up on the stage. Let's bring them up on the stage.
They was rest to go.
Let's bring them up on the stage. Let's bring them up on the stage. In fact, let's bring all of them up on the stage. Bring all 6 of them up on the stage.
All right, got it.
Let's do it right. Because I got an idea. I was just thinking. My brain.
Oh, no. If he thinking, y'all, we in trouble.
I was just thinking.
I hope this idea don't take us past 12 o'clock.
Listen. You on the clock, man. You on the clock, bro.
Nah, I won't. This room has been relatively short. We got through these three teams relatively quickly.
Come on up and see me, boo.
Is everybody up here yet?
I think Miju still waiting. And Tasha, don't be checking me, Tosh. I can have more than one boo, okay? You a boo too, okay? Hey, boo.
Let's bring them
there
up.
You go.
All
I
right.
think that's everybody now.
Okay. So, in the meantime, in between time, I'm curious. I'm pretty sure the world is curious. What that that collab would look like between Sincere and Kiana Pearl going at each other in character. So while the other two teams are getting ready, getting prepared, Mahogany Soul and Candy Baby, you guys should be really preparing, because the individual who loses this face-off will be eliminated. So get y'all focus on. But in the meantime, before we get to Miju and Lexi to find out who gets the incentive, let's hear from Sincere and Kiana Pearl. Which one of you guys would like to go first?
I would go first. I would usually say ladies first in all, like, in
No
all
half-stepping.
realms.
If you can't decide, we can flip a coin. If you can't decide, we'll
Yeah,
flip a
do
coin.
that. I'd rather that.
Good choice, Sincere.
Let me get the coin. I'm getting the coin right now.
In the meantime, Black, can you pull Miju up? Because I'm having a hard time. You know, you chief around here.
Okay, I got you. All right. Okay, the coin has been retrieved. Okay. Who wants to call it?
I'll call it. I'm going to call Tails.
You don't call Tails. Tails is called. The coin is getting flipped. Let me get a good flip on it. Hold on. Okay. It is indeed heads. Sincere, would you like to go first or would you like to defer to Kiana Pearl?
I would defer to Kiana Pearl.
Okay. Kiana Pearl, it's on you.
You ain't shit without me. What purpose does a pen have with nothing to penetrate? You can't create without my permission. If I disappear tomorrow, then what are you good for? Everything you ever stood for started with me, and if you parted from me, you'd be nothing. How would you compose without my composition? Do you even have a mission besides mating with me? You have no use on your own. I mean, just think. You need a piece of me to spill your own ink. No one will remember anything you write without me. You can't discount me. I'll always be superior. You could never fill my shoes or my pages. No matter how much you scribble, you still ain't scratched my surface. You could jot down Jupiter and I'd still be the sun. You could look for a better partner, but I promise you there isn't one. We go together real bad, whether you like it or not. You act like you forgot I made you everything you are. You couldn't come this far if it weren't for my existence. I know I'm paper, but don't push me. I can take away your canvas forever. I can't tell if we're better together or if I'm better off left blank, but you're pissing me off by the paragraph. You're only useful on my behalf. So don't forget, no matter how sincere you are, without me, your pen still ain't shit.
Cold-blooded. Okay, Sincere, it's on you.
They said I had to go to war. So I chose words and rhymes. It's war. So why does pen have to be pendulum? You know, I swing back and forth, so of course they want to mimic him. They know pen is penitentiary. It's nothing but bars. If pen is mightier than swords, is that why words leave scars? It's like I'm leaving scratches on paper. And sometimes pen, it causes frictions. It's like I'm striking matches on paper. So paper, my counterpart, how do I counter art? Knowing that this is penalty and penance. So now I'm in too deep with the pen and I can't find in deep pen dents. So pen keep penetrating while lyrically liberating because I die for this. I bleed ink on you until every piece of your page is saturated in my sadness. They would find your body of work next to a vacant inkwell, dilapidated by madness. You see, I've truly gone mad. But how do you fare thee well? To the same page that carried your fairy tales. You held my etchings etched between your lines when time seemed to run on like the free rights that I had to write in you. From the first time my tip touched your page, I knew that in the inside of your void, I'd find an open view. It's true. It's easy to see because I am you and you are me. We might not be cut from the same cloth, but if I'm a pencil and you're the paper, then we cut from the same tree. From the wish a nigga woods, from the forest of no fucks given. They say deadly pen, deadly paper. You might think Edgar Allan Poe did it. Well, who did it? Or who read it? Who wrote it? If pen said it, then paper told it. If pen saw it, then paper showed it. You know, if pen pens truth well, I know the paper quotes it. It holds it. Paper birth words, it sees sections, a special delivery when the paper gets folded. I guess all I'm saying is, I'm here to deliver a message. Because pen be peninsula, a big body of work surrounded by flow. Pen be penicillin, because I kill infections that try to grow. So, pen don't feel penniless. It's more like pen got pensions, with a pension for dispensation. It's a train of thought that's trained to chart, because pen turned pen station. So it's not about competition, it's about compensation. So pay me attention, or pay me in paper. Because what I write down now, it's gonna be worth more later. It's like twisting time just to sentence me. I guess this is what it feels like to have big energy. They say my lingo is foreign. I be talking in clicks. So when you hear the click, 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 know that it's not just clickbait. It's prologues and paragraphs that's mixed in and twist fate. And fate, it might twist like Oliver. But the characters that I draw, I saw that they only had to die to become popular. So if you want to become popular or famous, remember that it's me, pen, that could either write your name or leave you nameless. Because in this life, you're going to have a lot of minors, but maybe only a few majors. They say iron sharpens iron. I think it's more like pen sharpens paper. So when poets say let iron sharpen iron, what we really mean is let your pen sharpen paper. Now choose your weapons, because it's time for war. Words and rhymes. Are you ready for war? Sincerely yours. Peace.
Okay, both of you guys, I thought both of you guys did a good job. I thought Kiana edged you. I thought she edged you, Sincere, because she came right at you. You know, your rebuttal was real more so, highlighting the accolades of being a pen. But she was like in battle rap, she was just bringing it to you. You know what I'm saying? She said, you ain't shit. I thought it was real clever, the approach that she took. But I thought your poem was dope. You did your thing, man, in sincere fashion. You know what I'm saying? Dope poem. But this doesn't count. But I would have picked Kiana. Mr. Eric Moore.
Both poets did their job. Sincerely yours. Yo, you got it for me, fam. That was it. I mean, disagreeing with Black, Sincere just came at her, chopped her. I mean, left and right, using her accolades against her, using her name against her in so many different fashions, as well as building himself up and bigging himself up. It was just, it's a wrap for me. It was easy. And this is nothing against Kiana. She did her thing as well. But to me personally, I give it to Sincere.
One recorded for Sincere, one recorded for Kiana Pearl, the bar goddess, Queen B.
Both pieces were great. I have to give it to Kiana Pearl. I agree with Black. Sincere's poem, it was a dope bravado piece, dope bravado piece. But in terms of like head to head, it's kill or be killed. And I feel like, Kiana Pearl kills. So it would be Kiana Pearl for me.
Ooh, it's getting real, Black.
Kiana Pearl, 2 Kiana Pearl, 1 Sincere, Mr. Written in Pain.
You already know, man. I'm fun. You already know. I'm about them. I'm about them bars. I'm coming to get you. And I just feel like Kiana had more of that. I'm trying to kill you. She had that assassin in her. She said, I think she said something like, "What good is a pen if it can't penetrate?" That was crazy. I would have went with Kiana, man. I would have went with Kiana on this. Well, it's a good thing this don't count. I would have went. Yeah. I would have went Kiana with this.
Brother Habib. Well, it's over already. It's already 3-1. But what did Brother Habib, the Grand Griot, who you would have picked?
Yeah, I felt like I was watching some Ike and Tina going on, man. I'm sorry. I think Sincere I'm just I like the wordplay. I like the bars. This was like skillful word bending, you know what I'm saying? Like the level, what he was doing, man, was just like some Shaolin with words. I respect that. She killed it too. But he really just pushed it. I think that's more so probably what it is that he was focusing on, like the word play. He was focusing on more so being lyrical and artistic in his delivery and presentation. And she was like, "I'm coming for this dude's throat." So I guess it's basically what are you looking for, and that's what you're gonna find. But I thought a Sincere one.
Okay, so we had 2 for Sincere, 3 for Kiana Pearl. This was a mock judging. This didn't count. Just giving our the contestants where it's gonna really count. Giving them a little time to shake off the nerves and get prepared. It's battle time. Okay.
All right, Don King, with your preliminary, you know what I'm saying.
Preliminaries.
Bouts.
Oh, by the way, Kiana, I'm charging you for punching me in my eye like that, okay? All right.
All right, Payne, what's up? Would you got an announcement?
No, man, I'm ready to get to the.
We about to get to the meat and potatoes. We about to get to the meat and potatoes. We about to get there right now.
Kiana, the Sincere.
The people wanted to know, man. The people wanted to know.
All right. All right. But let's get to it.
All right, here we go. For this top spot, bringing to the stage the Joker and Harley Quinn. Who wants to go first? I got the coin that y'all needed. Oh, okay. Lexi.
Nah, I ain't sick. Let Harley go first. Ladies first.
It seemed like y'all need to flip a coin. It seemed like y'all need to flip a coin because neither one of you want to defer. So here we go. Who's calling it?
I got heads.
You got heads. All right. The coin is being tossed. It is indeed tails. Lexi, do you want to go first or do you want to defer? Okay, Miju, it is on you.
Okay, lights, camera, action. All right, good night, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great night. It seems like the cards haven't fallen in place properly. Oh, boo-hoo. And after all the hard work I put into this club for it to be a diamond in this heart that now forms into this spade. Dear Holly, this motorcycle ride of a relationship has hardly haunted me. Your mind is red wire, blue wire, while I'm hitting green lights in a purple attire while spreading hellfire to this so-called army. Harley, this breakup with you could never harm me, bitch. I am the bomb planted in Gotham. You ain't disarming me. So I built these pearlescent bombs to drop on your harbor, and like an advertisement, the bodies are sold separately. All right, shut up already. Joker ain't clowning around here. This ain't a game like Jeopardy, so pick carefully if you don't want cherry liquid spilling from your lips. See, I have this gun that is just like you, Harley. A delusional bisexual that can shoot pussies off the map. That good night bitch, but I've got some poison ivy on my fingers. That good night itch. Harley, all you know is gymnastics. I'll decay your body like a gothic Barbie before wrapping you in plastic. It's fantastic. See, I remember you cuddling up to Batman. Wanting to be a villainous hero, your heart is like a transvestite. It's no wonder you couldn't stick to the script. But even when you tried to stick to the script when you couldn't even dress right, I mean, even if tattoos and bank accounts are the only things you need to be a partner, then I guess I don't need organs to function since my skeleton is like a father to the graveyard shift with you as my coffin mascot. Now I'll just be hunting heads just to let the mask rot. See, I see envy like a Glock, keeping one hand on the trigger just in case some bitch like you think that this ignition isn't a religion that I shoot by. I'll put a crosshair on your soul and put bat wings on your spine. Cause let's be honest, Harley, you were never mine. It's why I used you like a joker just to get to the punchline. My words are fists that twist and shifts. This left hook has a shitty smell so you can catch a whip. See, Harley? I wave guns made of white teeth, tongues with ignition, voices with triggers, explosive brown lips that when it touches your skin, it makes you shout, I'm burning! Help me! I shock bodies like power lines while you drop boxers branded in Calvin Klein near a skyline. I'm the definition of sci-fi that connects 5 metal bars to your neck like Wi-Fi. We were never connected, let's be honest. We were a split screen that dealt with each other's static. Call me Deadshot, Harley Quinn, as I pin your body to a wall like a snapshot. With this green lantern in your eye, it'll be over in a flash. There ain't no justice in this league. And my rounds know no fatigue, so I never concede to this lead that leads into the hollow point of your mind. My words are shells that kill first and falls last. I turn bodies into shadows that show no contrast. I'm like a cameraman. You're on your knees for the next shot. You're just a camera fan. See, Holly, you can't reach me. Aha! I already know what it's like to massacre the masses while keeping my opponent sweet and slow like molasses. If you were really a part of the Suicide Squad, then you'd be able to hang with me. But your rope isn't cut out for this age, so close the book on this chapter. Read not another page, cause unfortunately, Gotham City is my Grand Griot stage. And scene!
Lexi, it is on you.
But, Puddin', Mr. J, are you okay? I hear you screaming and yelling down there, but that's honestly the same way you talk all day, every day. So how can I be certain if now you're in a pit of despair? I'm being so serious. For all I know, you could be in a pit of prepare. And if that's the case, let's be honest. I would be a transvestite doing you a huge favor to leave you down at the bottom to pull yourself up by your own punchlines and heckle yourself into a reason anybody should care. Or carry you into the next round through a collaboration strategy. A stroke of lucky poetic genius, it doesn't really matter. They both set up the scene for you to be locked up in Arkham, and I have my statement prepared should Gotham PD ask for any corroboration. I, Harley Quinn, hereby swear under oath that the trauma bomb and the poetic pickpocketing, the Joker did them both. His jokes are lazy and repetitive, they're boring, but to fall asleep you'd still need a sedative. Because the Joker, yes, that's Jack Oswald, no, Oswald. M-I-J-O, or U. I think it's Portuguese or something. Y'all should look that one up. Jack Oswald White, under penalty of hurting me, is only capable of 1 decibel register. It's loud and obnoxious and, well, Puddin', that's what I'll swear to her. Puddin'. Puddin', I just figured it out. The psychological reason why you demand you must shout. People think it's performance. I personally always disagreed. But Puddin', the reason you yell nonstop is to overperform to compensate where you fall short of being able to succeed, which is Puddin'. Nana Puddin', to be precise. Just like Nana used to make it, only one major key difference that makes Nana's Nana Puddin' much more nice. Nana had way more Nana. You put in more Nella. Puddin'. You're light Nana, heavy Nilla. You got rid of the meat of your poem Puddin', and then put in way too much filler. You scream your punchlines, cause if you delivered soft punchlines gently, nobody would feel her. And I guess that's why you switch persona so much. And I know you existed long before Harvey Dent became Two-Face, but you switch it up 3 times between breakfast and brunch. Mr. Dent would be broken trying to keep up with your pace. Trust me on this one, Mr. J. I would know. As controlling as you've been regarding this dialogue for just this one show, it's almost as if you provided a script for me to adhere to, and I followed it at first, but don't think it's because I feared you. It's because I have more important things on my agenda, like planning my rise to my own power while I simultaneously injure. And I think you underestimate my ability to control both our fate, hiding subtle jabs and lines you write me to deliver. Can't believe you thought I'd be a forgiver. You're lucky I kept you and your psychotic rant on track. It would have been so easy to derail, making sure that the clown didn't come back. What do you know? All the studying your goofy ass turned out useful. Ain't that a riot? All your screaming has been purely psychosomatic. Now lay down on this couch, psycho, so my friend Bat can remind you what it means to stay quiet. I hereby prescribe you aggressive aggression diet. But just to be certain you got the right dosage, I'm going to require you abstain from spoken word and poetry while you try it. But don't worry, Mr. J. I'm only restricting you 5 weeks. But I'll be sure to collect the spoken word Legion of Poetic Doom belt passed down from Sister Luthor. Oops. I forgot spoiler alerts go before giving sneak peeks. From my understanding, the Legion prefers somebody who yells when necessary but primarily speaks. Oops. Spoiler alert again. Spoiler alerts are almost as difficult as pronouns, Mr. J. I sure hope that Sister Luthor doesn't expect I use them correctly.
Okay. This is the meat and potatoes right here. This is the meat and potatoes. This is fucking hard. This is hard. This is hard. It's very hard, no Diddy, for different reasons. For different reasons. Both of you guys did an amazing job. Respectfully. Mijou, you left fucking Earth. Your embodiment of Joker is right on point. All of the antics and ad-libs is like right there on point, man. You were the Joker, man. Harley Quinn. You got this subtle type of assassin type of deadliness. Because though your piece was slow drawn, it was a slow burn. It was a buildup. And I appreciated the buildup as the piece progressed. Both of you did an amazing job. Both of you did an amazing job. And I'm saying this is literally splitting hairs. Because I thought you both did an amazing job. By the slightest of hairs. I think, and this is hard, man. This is hard. I think Mijou edged you by a hair, Lexi. By a hair. But like I said, man, both of you guys did an amazing job. But I'm gonna have to take Mijou on this. Great job, Mr. Eric Moore.
Okay. By me being a lyricist and me loving punchlines and bars, yo, Mijou, you murked it. I mean, and you stayed in character, which was amazing to me, you know. But with all that said, Lexi was like, all right, I'm gonna let you do your thing, and slowly but surely hit you in the head with the mallet, like Harley would do. You know what I'm saying? It's this is one of those battles where you have the lyricist versus the writer, or like punchlines versus, like, hot lines. It's so hard to pick a winner. And once again, by me being a lyricist, Mijou as Mijou gets this victory to me by the slightest of margins, slightest of margins. But I love what Lexi did as well.
Okay, we got 2 for Mijou. Mijou has been recorded. 2 votes for Mijou, 0 for Lexi. The Bar Goddess, Queen B.
What I loved about Lexi's piece was, I like a good slow burn, first of all, so I'm okay with that. But what I really, really love, what was unexpected for me, was the built-in narrative that you solved his problem. You solved what was wrong with the Joker. I found that to be the most interesting thing about your piece, because I love Batman. I follow, you know, character for character, book for book, movie for movie, all of that. And I felt like you did something that was so unique, and the subtlety that you used was dope. The pudding, like the whole breakdown, the flips on that was great. Mijou, Mijou, the reason I could not give you a 10 in the actual round was because your performance was so loud and the poetry was small. This time, though, you gave me everything and more that I wanted from the last round. The bars was just undeniable. And the fact that I felt like this time in character, you exceeded the embodiment from before. I'd have to, just because of that, because the use of literary devices was just all over the place, I'd have to give it to Mijou.
Mijou has got 3 votes. That would do it, but we want to hear Payne and Brother Habib's vote. So, Mr. Written and Payne.
What Lexi did was a slow roasting. That's what we call that. And there was an undertow of a storyline because Harley Quinn in character, psychologist, so her kind of figuring it out. Who I thought that was dope. But Mijou, man, besides the fact of him embodying, and let me say this, like, you played this close. We said stay in character, and I just feel like there was a window there where you played this close. I can appreciate. I can appreciate. But Mijou embodies the Joker, man, and it's just the thing that happened with this piece, and your your Harley Quinn is good, but I just feel like his embodiment of the Joker is excellent. And that included with the bars he had, I gotta give it to.
That's 4 for Miju. The Grand Griot, brother Habib. Who was you gonna pick?
Peace and blessings. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna be echoing everything everyone has said. I was hoping Lexi was gonna turn up with that Harley Quinn. I was like, okay, maybe she was holding off for this moment right here, and it seems like you kept it, like they say, in the slow burn. But I know just from watching the movies, Harley Quinn, how she can turn up, she can act a fool, she can, go crazy, and that this would have been it, right? This would have been that time where Harley Quinn spazzes out and just does her little psychotic, crazy moves, and with a smile and laughs and giggles about how she's ripping his head off or something. You know what I'm saying? But no, I did appreciate your work, and in this particular battle, though, he came for your throat, and he went in and salute. So I got to give it to him. Peace.
That's a full clean sweep. Miju, congratulations. You've earned yourself a powerful incentive that will not be revealed to you until next week's competition. But it's a powerful incentive, my brother. You should feel proud of yourself. You took it to the extreme, and you came and you showed out, my brother. You should definitely be proud of yourself, and you as well, Lexi Jade.
Indeed.
You came and you did your thing. Congratulations to both of you on making it to the next round of competition. Okay. Moving things right along. This is what we've been waiting on. This is to determine who will be going to the next round, who will be going home.
This is about. I meant about like a match, not about like.
Because we waiting on. This is about what?
Boy,
Negro.
About like about
Negro.
Not about. Never mind.
I understand. Go out again.
Talking. I thought he went out too. Yeah, I thought he went out, and I'm like, damn. Talk about the pause.
Like
you
guys.
The pause god. Like pause. Like damn. Like damn, man. Like all right, man. Let's go.
Okay, just called you the pause god.
Word. He stay on delay. My man is the delay king. Let's go. Okay. Let's bring Mahogany and Candy Baby to the forefront. Do any of you guys want to go first or want to defer to the other? Do you want a coin to be flipped?
Flip a coin. I call heads.
All right. Candy Baby's calling heads. The coin is about to be flipped. All right, hold on. Here we go. It is indeed tails. Mahogany Soul. What would you like? Would you like to go first or would you like to defer to Candy Baby?
I like to defer to Candy.
Okay, Candy Baby, it is on you, Queen.
Down, Griot. This is a trigger warning. The gunpowder on my gun was only meant to protect me and my friend. Shots fired weren't meant to hurt nobody in the end. I hate it's come to this battle of two strong women to see who's the strongest. Trigger warning. The clip's cocked, ready to fire shots. For everyone hurt in the midst, those weren't my intentions, just like the man I slaughtered to save you, Thelma. I must turn the gun and aim at you, Thelma. I wipe my tears in your blood and pray you forgive me when we meet again. This may be a suicide mission, but if it is, I went out in flames to abolish you, Thelma. Trigger warning. My lyrics are a movement to drown out the trauma on the other side where healing lies. But that's not where hurt ears tune in. So buckle up tight for this ride. My heart of a rock, my pen. Empowerment for strongest soldiers are always seen as weak to those who use trauma for the likes of finger snaps and hand claps. Call this group therapy because everything must be written in pain. The shit sounds like insanity. What's the definition of Griot? A storyteller that saves $1.50 to submerge the room in trauma, darkened spirits who dim shining lights. Trigger warning. Stuck between passion and emotion, be the voice of trauma, graded on A trauma, B trauma, C trauma, fabricated trauma, his trauma, her trauma, more trauma, iron sharpens trauma. He had it the worst. She had it the worst. Them, they, him, her, me, you. Is this a community that thrives on drama and connects off trauma? Trigger warning. It's deep. Thelma, I saved $1.50. My therapist close by on standby because this is the closest you will get to my story for finger snaps and hand claps. You gonna feel this episode of snap. That moment I took life from that man. I was taken back to a time when no didn't mean no, and a hand wasn't there to save me from the hands of grown men pouring spirits in cups of orange juice to lay their ghosts beneath the sheets of the bottom bunk. Wow, the line grew longer and longer. Their faces became blurred, but the names I still remember as I stood there, pistol in hand. I was reminded of when my body wasn't my body. It wasn't a temple, but a playground. When I was still in the sandbox, his voice reminded me of when voices were silenced and courtrooms where justice was just us. And I was told my body was their body, and this body would be reprimanded, even though it was God's body. As I smelled gunpowder on my hands, you muttering, call the cops that never protected women like us. I'd rather run. This atlas, not your own, it's a roadmap for many of us. Trigger fucking warning. See, Thelma, sanctuary serving man as king wasn't unfamiliar to me, trying to find yourself while being hidden from yourself and loving outside yourself. I served and worshiped as many men's altars and sacrificed me, pretending to be naive to infidelity. There's plenty of girls in my world, Collins, being hogtied by deception, insecurity, sacrificing every bit of me while he disrespects me. This is my story too. I've laid next to familiar strangers too. Only difference between you and me is my I love yous didn't turn into I do's. You were too naive to hear me. Ears defeated by laughter that blankets playing. Trigger motherfucking warning. You wanted more? More, Mr. Moore, trigger warnings. I changed my world through poetry to beam the other side of darkness because my reality been blackened. I was buried in depression, losing mother, father, grandparents who seen children's bodies as commodities. Harsh fucking reality. Little country girl, where you gonna run to? The other side of darkness, where my smiles reflect the empowerment of still standing, not encompassed of the burdens of the past that still haunts me. Thelma, I tried to pull you in with me, but here we are cleaning up your fucking mess. I should have ran away, allow you to salvate in the webs you tangled. Trigger motherfucking warning. Here we are at the cliff where pigeons stand amongst eagles' view. So do I soar or grab you strangely? You left me before this peak, so I must change the fruits of this friendship and hand you this noose. Make sure your allergies can take these bee stings, cause there can only be one queen, and that's me. You pushed me, and I had no idea my pushback was coming for you. Be prepared to pour more pain on paper, cause this is goodbye. Someone has to leave for me to breathe to the next round towards crown. Trigger motherfucking warning.
Mahogany Soul, it is on you.
Oh, damn, Louise. Who'd have thought we'd end up in this mess? Head to head, do they think it's supposed to be you against me or me against you? Not a chance in hell, not after all we've been through. I chose you. I'm the reason you're even in this mess. I've been out here behaving like it's the wild, wild west, but you always said I was crazy. I guess I let you down. But you showed me so many different traits that I admire. You courageous. I guess like Icarus, I flew too close to the sun. Doesn't change that you are a hellion with a mouth like a handgun, a real one. Baby girl, you're a poetic spitfire. She mad, but she magic. There's no lie in her fire. Before this voyage, I was a little afraid to be this raw. I used to think a female poet could only get so far, ignoring the scars, all dolled up, writing pretty poetry. It's unfortunate for me. I already know I was born looking just like my daddy. It's how a piece of him remains with me. It's a flex that'll get them vexed, you see, because many a daddy would gladly have me, and sadly, some can't stand me because I ain't planning to be nobody's land up mammy. I chose you because I know a woman weapon when I see one. This here is your season, and I'm seasoned enough to know that I don't got to dim your light for my light to glow. It ain't about no show. This here is grown folks' business, and I don't play with anybody's kids. I've never played this game. I run the range from hood to stage, from soliloquy to rebel rage, from corporate boardrooms to broken bunk beds. The breadth of my understanding about some things has changed. How easy it is to let the artist fall into a holding pattern of believing palatable popularity equates to poetry, worth positioning for purpose. I'm tired of trying to be cute. It's why I cut my locks right down to the root. It was a proof to myself that what people thought of me didn't mean a goddamn thing. I tell them, by all means, hit my line if a line ever made you think. The art is earned. It is not performative. We've normalized an abnormal behavior of putting women in their place and judging a woman by her face and putting us against each other like gladiators. Our lives, their entertainment. Candy baby, you are beautiful and gifted, a prism with so many dimensions. I've listened to you balance a million hats and still show up passionate and fly and real and black and magic. When you hit that mic, I get a chocolate high. You are sublime. I've been a fan since you gave them people back their time. Going against you goes against the grain. We are poets, not opponents, and I won't for a moment take this as an opportunity to sneak this or treat this as another moment or more lessons on bettering myself. Taking shots at one another is bad for both our health. You're a wealth of understanding, not a move on the board to me. I wrote this poem in a tight 15. If it's between you and me, I'll take this leap, Louise. Baby, watch my 12, and I'll watch your 6. Let's go out of this bitch together, storming. I got your back. Heads up. One last shot. It's a trigger warning.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
Okay. This is it. This is the bout that's gonna make the difference. Whoa. This is extremely hard. It's extremely hard. Because I think both of you excelled in different areas. Passion, Candy Baby all day. The passion she exuded from this piece was overwhelming. As far as the writing, I would have to give it to Mahogany. I thought this piece was a little bit more well constructed. Many poetry devices was used. Not saying they weren't used in Candy Baby's piece, but Candy Baby's piece was more passionate. This was the overwhelming sentiment that I felt from her piece. Very passionate. This is extremely hard. Candy Baby went at you. Candy Baby in her piece, she made it plain. It wasn't like it was beef, but it's like how two friends would, she would tell you something about yourself. It's because of you that we're in this position and we're in this situation. I would have never even smoked this dude if it wasn't for you. Frolicking. So I felt that sentiment very clear in Candy Baby's piece. But the high road that you took, Mahogany, I thought that really went more consistently with the idea of Thelma and Louise. Under no circumstances could I see Thelma and Louise fighting each other. For the most, they died together. They went off the cliff together, to show their bond. So seeing them going at each other's throat was more believable in that regard to the pieces. I wouldn't see Thelma and Louise really fighting each other. Maybe they'll tell each other about themselves, but as far as like going at it, I wouldn't see it. But nonetheless, this is a very hard decision. I'm really torn. I'm really torn. Because on one aspect, I thought Candy Baby's passion to this piece was just out there. Both of you guys kind of stumbled in places. It really didn't hinder the performance for either one of you, so I'm not even going to count that. But you did stumble. And Mahogany, the writing of this piece was on point. This is extremely hard for me. Okay. By the slightest of margins. By the slightest. So slight that it's like, damn, it can flip either way. I'm gonna say Candy Baby edged you by a hair, Mahogany Soul. By a hair. Mr. Eric Moore.
Mahogany Soul. Listening to your piece, how you crafted everything, and how you decided to take the high road was very admirable. I love the way you did your thing. The writing of your piece was exquisite. It was exceptional, right? You empowered each other as women, right? And at the same time, you stood to your guns. Very admirable. But with that being said, this is a competition, and Candy came at your throat. Her passion, her aggression, her writing, it did it for me. In this particular competition, it did it for me. I got to give it to Candy.
Another recording for Candy Baby. The Bar Goddess, Queen B.
This was so hard. Mahogany Soul, your poem was cohesive. It was polished. It was seasoned. It was it's just like what a good poem should sound like. Candy Baby, it it wasn't even just the poem, it was the fact that you were like, nah, this my life is on the line. And that was just all throughout. Like there were certain parts where I thought your voice almost like you teetered on losing control of your projection, but you caught it right in time. And I felt like that kind of control over you losing the piece, that said a lot for me. The risk and wanting to win, it just said a lot to me. I have to agree with you more. Like that high roll was beautiful, and it was also in alignment with the movie. But because this was like spit or die, I gotta give it to Candy.
Another recording for Candy Baby. That will do it. But let's see what Written in Pain and Brother Habib had to say. Pain.
That's the thing about this competition, man. First of all, this collab suffered from lack of time spent on rehearsing, and that's just my opinion. And I feel like you both did a better job of embodying Thelma and Louise in your singular pieces than y'all did in the collab, which is just so unfortunate because both of you are dynamite and both of you have been dynamite in this competition. Um, I'm gonna say this. Mahogany Soul, your poem, I thought was like beautiful. Like there was parts in it where I just got emotional and how you went about handling stepping into this situation with that kind of mind frame. Like under no circumstances am I gonna go at you because like, we gonna ride or die. And I just thought that was beautiful. I do. And I agree with everything Queen Bee said. That was everything a poem was supposed to be. However, I got a sense of urgency from Candy Baby, and I really felt it by the time y'all got y'all scores. It was like I felt the energy, right? And it was just like, and I just felt like Candy came like her back was against the wall, and that trigger warning was a real thing. Like she was really letting off shots, like she was really shooting to live because I feel like she thought this is it right here. This is spit or die. With that said, is the reason why my vote is for Candy Baby.
4 for Candy Baby. The Grand Griot, Brother Habib.
Peace and blessings. Yeah, I was just thinking about this. It was a Floyd Mayweather fight. He was boxing this Mexican, and something happened, and the Mexican came out when the bell rung. The Mexican guy came out and gave Floyd Mayweather a hug, and he opened his arms up to give him a hug, and Floyd Mayweather knocked him out. He just knocked him out because even though it was a respectful gesture, it was combat. And he was, and the bell rung. And once the bell rung, it was like, it's time to fight. And I really love, I'm a tremendous fan of you, Mahogany. I'm a tremendous fan. I love your voice, the way you deliver, the passion, the pain, the subtleties and the way your voice is kind of shivers a little. It just, all those elements I just find amazing. And normally, like 100%, I would be like, yeah, Mahogany did it. But in this particular position. She was, the thing was to basically go at each other, and the bell rung, and she swung, and she connected, with some powerful, bars and passion and pain, and she went at you, and I definitely, you have won me over. I'm definitely one of your biggest fans now. And I'm so glad I had a chance to listen to you and be able to benefit from all the beautiful words you said. So, but I'm going with Candy. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations to Candy Baby. You made it to the next round of competition. We're going to let you guys know your challenge in just a minute. But let me address Mahogany Soul. There's no words, really, to express, how sad I am. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, you was the one that I was like the pride and joy of Team Black, that really stood up, that stood out, you and Miju. And throughout this competition, you slayed from week to week to week, slayed. And this was just one of those things where you heard that call of urgency from Candy Baby that, tilted the scales. But under no circumstances is this, a testament or, like your pen is not there. You are a giant, Queen. You are a giant. This really hurts my heart. I am feeling it. And it's just the way things happen. This is competition. Competition is always going to be competition. But besides that, I want to personally thank you for the amount of artistry you put in this competition, for the sincerity, the grit, the thought-provoking content, week after week, giving all of the judges something to really chew on. And this was just a case of just bad timing, because I'm pretty sure this piece would have been better if it was time, the initial piece. I don't think you guys would have been in the bottom if this piece was a little more polished. But it is what it is. But this has no bearings on who you are as an artist. You are a giant, Queen. Still one of my favorite artists, man. And I put you up there with the best of them. We definitely appreciate you and what you've contributed to this competition. Next Thursday, we're going to be doing a send-off for you, Queen. Please do come through so we can celebrate you. Last week, you had all of us in tears. Literal tears. Your piece was so powerful. So come next week, Thursday, man. We're going to love on you, and we're going to really celebrate you for what you contribute in this competition, man. We thank you, Queen. Okay. We got to get to business. It's not over. The top 5 has emerged. So we're going to have to get in to next week's challenge. I'm going to play some tracks, and you guys are going to hear a live poem, and all these pieces that you're about to hear are very pertinent to next week's challenge. So first, let me pull up the challenge. All right. Okay. Looking for it. Give me a second. Here we go. All right, let's see what the Griot Sage has to say.
Welcome to the Grand Griot competition. This week, your challenge is to write a piece inspired by one of the judges' classic works of art. Eric Moore's Church. Georgia Me's Niggards. And the Grand Griot's classic piece, Habib Allah. Your challenge is simply to write a piece inspired by one of these epic pieces of art. Do this, and you will be guaranteed to proceed to the next round. Failure to do this, and the judges will be forced to be inspired to eliminate you from competition. Good luck.
So there you have it. You will have to write a piece. You get to choose. Each of you can choose which one. You don't have to write to all three of them. You get to choose which one you want to write from. Either Eric Moore's Church, Georgia Me's Niggards, or the Grand Griot's piece, Habibullah. Okay, so we're going to get these pieces. Listen up. This is the first of the pieces. This is by our brother Eric Moore. This is Church. Let's go.
Lord, thank you for this day. Lord, please continue to bless me with the strength, do what's right, the courage to deal with all the knuckleheads out there, the conviction to do what I love, and the wisdom to keep preaching the truth to these people. Let's go!
The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, no scared. The worst come to worst, my peoples come first. Try to react and word is born, get your church. The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, no scared. The worst come to worst, my peoples come first. Try to react and word is born.
You're a spoken word atheist, with hip-hop ears and R&B eyes. Hit my CD, third eye no longer blind, see me clearly in 3D. Now you get baptized. Tonight, the verbal trinity will be one mic, one crowd, and me, Eric Moore. Your poetic Baptist here to practice and preach the gospel of the streets. Let those without sin be the first to pay attention to a life composed of heartache and strife. No stones will be cast. My first verse will be the last. Words heard to resurrect hope in those who chose to cope, as opposed to those who gave in to the temptation of procrastination. Yeah, I know the temptation is strong, and yes, baby, I know that man did you wrong. And dude, I know you can only deal with the bullshit for so long, but baby, this is a brand new day. Let that stress go. You got to move on. And if you're too weak, let my words carry you to a world where inner city boys and girls make plans to escape the everyday demands of keeping it real, just to fit in with those who are afraid to try. A place where single black mothers of this generation's revolutionaries, and strong, proud black men aren't afraid to cry.
The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, no scared. The worst come to worst, my peoples come first. Try to react and word is born, get your church. The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, no scared. The worst come to worst, my peoples come first. Try to react and word is born, get your church.
Make no mistake, I am not a poet. I was not sent here to free you from the likes of Akon, T-Pain, and 50 Cent. I am that soul that was crucified by mainstream radio and was resurrected 3 days later in the form of Rakim when he made Eric B for president. When my people were hungry, I fed their souls with words of nourishment, gave sight to the mentally blind and healed wounded hearts with tales of encouragement. And yet, you still doubt me. I am what haters hate to love because they realize that on any mic, on any stage, in every state, they can't live without me. So behind closed doors, they plan to plot to assassinate my character like Hillary did to Barack, like the Bush administration did to Iraq. But no matter how many times I'm stabbed, and no matter how many times I'm shot, yo, the truth can't be stopped. So Lord, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And if the truth hurts, then let me live the rest of my life in pain. Cause these words that I'm about to say to you right now are true. I am the second coming of the first poet that you ever fell in love with. And if that poet was me, that means I came to life twice that same night and shine my bright light on that same light. It took 6 days for me to birth this verse, and on the 7th day I rested. So-called followers tested my will, so I perfected my skill. Rehearsed every verse, went to an open mic and blessed it. I am that prodigal son who's been confessing his sins to the world since the first day of my verse. This is not poetry, I am not wordsmith. This ain't spoken word, yo, this is church.
Ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, never scared. When worse come to worse, my peoples come first. Drop team reacting, word is born, get your church. The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, never scared. When worse come to worse, my peoples come first. Drop team reacting, word is born, get your church. The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists. Walking with your head, never scared. When worse come to worse, my peoples come first. Drop team reacting, word is born, get your feelings. The ruggedness, lyrical terrorists.
Okay, that's Eric Moore's church. That's Eric Moore's. That shit just goes so fucking hard, man. That shit goes so fucking
that shit
hard.
Still bang.
that shit just bangs.
Yo,
bang.
That's the slow motion apocalypse walk where you got that playing in the background with a sword in your hand.
That shit just,
all right.
yeah, it should just do something to you, man. It just do something to you. No bullshit, man.
Track and purchase the album from Eric Moore. It's called Beyond the Stage. Y'all Google it, check it out. You can go and find it. It's easy. Beyond the Stage, Eric Moore.
Did Eric, you make that beat too?
Nah, my man Muntnot from Atlanta. I had to beg him for this beat. I was in the studio working with Drugs, and Knot was in another studio, and he played that beat. Now Drugs is a monster. I totally forgot about Drugs. Went over to Knot. I'm like, yo, I gotta have this beat. And he's like, I don't work with poets. I was like, all right, listen to this. Next thing you know, I had the beat.
I like that, yeah.
Rightfully so.
This is not rap. This is church. Nigga. What are you talking about? Yeah, that's the little king.
Yeah, that shit was fire, man. Always.
Much respect.
All right. The second piece that you guys will have to choose from is our resident judge, the Queen Tony Award winner, Georgia Me. Let's go.
Give it up for Georgia Me.
Where are my sisters that love black men? And where are my kings that let me hear y'all make some noise? This piece is called Niggods. Niggods. Real niggas don't claim to be anything. They just are. Who they are, what they are, where they are. Ghetto superstars. I love the way a nigga walks and talk, how he maneuvers when he gets caught. Shit poetry in motion when a nigga puts down game. Ain't too many niggas lame, maybe insane. But on to those that can't understand what it's like to be a black man. If you can't see it, you must be blind. Black men exemplify what is fine. What is pride, what is struggle, what is life? They fight through this bullshit, misery, and strife. I'd be a lucky woman if one day I'm called wife. I love a nigga with chinky eyes, black lips, and toned thighs. The rumor ain't true for all, but I like a nigga with some size. But dick ain't what makes me fall. To me, the mind is the prize. Brothers who seek knowledge didn't necessarily go to college, but who are conscious of the true plan, who realize God is every black man. Can I get an amen? I'm your #1 fan. What a gorgeous tan. From chocolate to caramel, it all looks so sweet. Visions of beauty as they walk down the street. Head full of dreads, Timbs on their feet. They walk as if they listening to a beat. The beat is the rhythm intrinsically inside. The rhythm is the heart which beats with pride and full of love. The devil wants to hide. Oh, damn. Look at that backside. Black men are the only creation that command your attention on impact by their color, their spirit, the way they act. As a matter of fact, I'm amazed at how y'all handle situations. All across these nations, doors locking, purse watching, looks of fear as they enter the station. But they laugh and move on, steady grooving to a song. Fuck you, cracker. I might be blacker, I'm God's reflection, so fear me. You need protection. Oh my God, y'all so cool. Some don't know it, some do and don't use it. Those are the fools. But see, I ain't here to hate, but to celebrate. My niggas from that south with them goals in their mouth, with them finger waves, fades, and braids. Forever pimping, never ever getting played. My niggas from that west with them khakis and chucks, permed out, creased down, fly as fuck. My niggas from this east, that belly of the beast, surviving day to day, never a moment of peace. If all my kings understood their power, they wouldn't waste a minute, a second, an hour on this bullshit. They want you to quit your journey to find your spirit and to ignore your heart to where you can't hear it. Niggas, God bless y'all.
All right. Fuck you, cracker. Hi. That was the legendary Georgia Me, Niggards. Okay. Now for the final piece, Habibullah from our brother, the Grand Griot. We're going to get a live version of this. So you guys will have the opportunity to go back and listen to all three of these pieces to see which one you want to choose or draw inspiration from. With no further ado, the Grand Griot, Brother Habib.
So I beg you to bear witness to what the birds and the bears witness. And if there's anyone who can dare witness that there's a deity who could compare with this, please share with us. But there is no God but God. There is no God but God. La ilaha illallah. And in order to understand what is God, you must first place your trust in God and just in God. Because it is only God who is the absolute and just God. Anything else is just flawed and just odd to put your trust in what is proven to be fraud. You will only find yourself facing his firing squad in the eternal fires of God. There is absolutely no God but God. That means there are no other gods or goddesses, no Zeus or Poseidon, no Mount Olympus where the so-called gods reside in, no demigods, no semi-gods, not any god that could even exist except his lordship. So accept his lordship. Because there will be no exceptions when you're accepting deception as your protection. There will be no abracadabra when your battered cadaver is gathered up from under the gravel. And when those souls surface, their sole purpose is pure worship, Ya Allah. In the Quran, God has explained how with every mountain range, the earth's stability is maintained. And what you see above the dirt is only a fraction of what is hidden beneath the earth. He has taught us the different stages and phases before and after birth, umbilical cords and afterbirth. And it is not a movie when God says there will be an after earth. God says if all the oceans were ink and every single pen tree was a pen, his knowledge still could not be exhausted by what he so easily comprehends, yet he exists outside of all comprehension. And his comprehension is all comprehensive. Some refuse to comprehend this sentence and become overly apprehensive, but if you look at each sentence, you can easily sense that God sent this. And how senseless is it to lose sense of what in essence is so simplistic? Allah, he is the eternal entity, the epitome of perfection. And the only imperfection is in our feeble attempts of trying to express his perfection. Even the letters that spell perfection hold imperfection when it's pointed in his direction. And if our entire life was spent in submission, in a constant state of glorifying his glory, we still would not be worthy for a moment of his mercy, but he is still so merciful. How he just lets his mercy flow, even more merciful than all those who show mercy. And even those who show mercy, that mercy that they show is given to them from he who is the most merciful. But he who is most merciful still, the mercy that he shows is greater than the wrath. Yet his mercy is so vast that it's still greater than that wrath. So dear God, let us enter into the bliss of your most mercifulness, which appears endless from him who did not begin and has no end, and in the end will still exist in all of his splendiferous endlessness. Allow me to pass this litmus test to enlist in paradise your endless gift and enter into this endless wish. Let me fall at the feet of your endlessness. Let this consultation bring you consolation in God's constellation. Let this conversation remove any complication in your combat to conquer Satan. And if you never see me again, just know I'm on a run to God's final destination. Climbing his spiritual ladder on the rungs of God's final revelation, trying to ascend to the heavens to the highest elevation, dear God. Please accept me.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Wow. Wordplay crazy on this joint, man. Yeah, man. So you guys got those three pieces to choose from, to draw inspiration from. Next week when you come up here, you would tell us the poem that you chose to draw inspiration from, and you will present it, and we will judge it, and we'll see who will be proceeding to that final four. But the final five is... Yeah, go ahead, brother.
I want to give clarity to the word inspiration. What we will be looking for is kind of like your version of this. So the poem you choose, we're expecting you to interpret it and write your own version of this. I just wanted to clarify the word inspiration.
Yeah. We don't want, you know what I'm saying? You're not trying to plagiarize the piece. You're trying to draw from its sentiment and create with that sentiment your piece. And between the two pieces, we should be able to feel that same sentiment or similar sentiment of the piece that you chose. So keep that in mind. You know, you don't wanna come try to do a parody of the pieces. You wanna come and you wanna be inspired by that piece to create your own piece. All right. So, with that being said, Payne, any other clarifications?
Nah, that's it with the prompt, man. That's it. We'll see y'all Wednesday for that prompt room.
All right, we will have the prompt room discussion on Wednesday. If you guys have any other questions, this episode should be up sometime tomorrow. I doubt if I can get it done tonight, but it will be up tomorrow. So with that being said, congratulations to all of the contestants that made it to the next round of competition. And, you know, prepare yourselves for next week. Miju, you have been awarded the mystery incentive that will be revealed to you next week. Congratulations on that. And congratulations on everybody tonight. All you guys did great jobs. And stay focused, stay the course. It's getting down to the nitty gritty.
Y'all see what's happening. It's not a game. You got
It's not a game.
You could be the
That was
front runner. You could get a 30. You could get a 30 last week.
It happens.
Going home the next week.
It happens. And you know, and as you guys can see, we calling it the way we see it. We calling it fair, square, down the middle the way we see it. You know, safeguarding the integrity of this competition. You know what I'm saying? We all have our favorites, but our favorites have no bearings on what we have to do as a job as judges. So I hope that's clear. And I know you guys been seeing it, because a lot of people in this competition that were front runners 1 week, damn near went home the next week. So it happens like that. It do happen like that. But the individuals who are still in this competition, you know, you've made it this far. Keep your eye on the prize. You want that title, you know, is within your reach. All of you have the potential. Every one of you have the potential of getting this belt. So stay focused. Stay focused. All right. With that being said, we love you guys. We're going to see you guys on Wednesday in the prompt room, and we'll be over here doing How Many Mics tomorrow. We'll be doing that DMX album. So we love you.
Dark and hell is hot, man. Y'all know y'all want to be there for that DMX.
Facts. All right. We love you guys. Good night.
As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another.
Or the story. I thought it was a good story. I just felt like it was parts of the story that lagged a little bit for me.
Your cadence, man, it captivated me.
Me, it's just the sincerity in the piece. You know, I could feel that, and the emotion is always going to win me over when I can feel that it's real. So
it was one of those pieces that, you know, where you're waking people up. You know what I'm saying? Bringing awareness. It was an awareness poem, and I really dug it, and I really dug the message behind it.
Thank y'all very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the space.
Are you ready to enter the dojo? Here, iron sharpeth iron.